On every Anarchy server like 6b6t, there are highways that help you escape the spawn area. The overworld highways on 6b6t are full of life and history of the server, but the end highways are as lonely as any highway. A highway full of void and end islands, as desolate as an area can be. Today I am going to travel all 4 main highways to see exactly how far they go, and if there's anything interesting along the way, or if it's actually just void. Let's see. To start our journey to the end, we first needed to start by getting into an end portal. We started at the ruins of an old imperial capital, Elysium, as it had an illegally spawned end portal there. Surprisingly, when I went through the portal, the water had been drained, but there was a lot of wardens. As I started my journey down the -X highway, I saw a player who was also going the same direction. Unfortunately, I was going to the start of the highway, so we didn't spend long with each other. At 4k, I saw the remains of an end city. Being this close to end spawn, a sight like this isn't surprising. By 5.6k, players were already consumed by the void and were trying to build nether portals. Losing my own mind, I would try and light it, knowing that it wouldn't light. Then the 10k milestone, the first milestone on our journey, but this would definitely be outshone by milestones in the future. Just before the 20k milestone, there was a build known as Biomeways by Mordecai, but whilst walking through this, to my shock, this was the end of the first highway. I knew these wouldn't go far, but the first one didn't even reach 20k. Back to Elysium and back to the pit full of wardens. This time we are going east, and I had a feeling the other highway was a lie and the highways going forward would be longer. At 3k there was a lot of bedrock placed around. If you don't know about 6b6t and illegal items, you should watch these videos that explain that in more detail. Just past 7k, I think the empty void had got to some others, as one of the highways went diagonally off the axis. Why? I don't know, but it had to be because of how lonely it is out here. At the 10k milestone, there was a graffiti styled name of a player called Lied. You will see this player's name all over their end highways. The same appeared at the 20k milestone. This format of milestone will continue up until 50k, where there seemed to be a build that had long been destroyed. Something nice to see in a world that makes you feel so alone. 60 to 90k all followed the same format. Before 100k had a nice pink house from Alina. There were kits inside, a nice warm feeling to distract you from the void below. The next few milestones still all followed the exact same style. Through these milestones, however, I did find that a lot of this was built by Vladimir Lemon from the Highwaymen. The 200k milestone also had a warm feeling with a nice green area. I did have fun here, but we had to get going back to our travels. At this point, all milestones were the same, including 300k, but approaching 340k, there was the remains of an arena that would have probably been used to hold a group event. A cool build that still looks good to this day. 350k was all the same, but at 360k there was a sign instead of a milestone. Apparently the builders had got too lazy and decided to stop building milestones, which is fair, as the last couple we've seen have been mostly the same. At 380k there was a sign that this was the end of the highway as of January 5th, 2026. The other signs here thanked the highwayman for building it, and a new design followed with banners from the Watchman. This design lasts for almost 10k, with the highway lasting just over 388k. Back to Elysium, back to the Wardens, and happy guests? Okay, this is getting weird. The highway started off massive with a replica of the Wrath outpost from 2B2T, but made from trial spawners. There were so many my game went down to 20 FPS, so I had to leave quickly. There was a sign at 24k that said this highway went to 370k, so a good sign for the future. The 30k milestone was not as glamorous as other milestones with Sorana Journey, with the 37.5k milestone having a 10% marked. The highway would stop at only 50k. I really didn't believe the highway would be this short. I mean, the sign said 370k. Back again to Elysium and to the weird world of Endspawn. The start of the Southern Highway was turned into a canal, like how the overworld Southern Highway is also a canal. Sadly, it didn't last long at all. So only 1k out there was an arena, probably used for PvP. I would move on as I hoped this highway was longer than the others. The 10k milestone was cool, so was the 20k one. At 25k I actually thought the highway had finished at only 25,000 blocks, but some searching I found an ice highway above where the obsidian one had finished. This only lasted 1k blocks, as Lied, the guy who had graffitied his name on the other highways, was working on this before he stopped. Well, I didn't expect all of them to be in the millions, but for only one to pass 100k is surprising. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.